gentleman from Texas is recognized for 3 minutes.
Thank you, Madam Speaker, and I thank the chair, Mr. Comer, my good friend from Kentucky. I rise in support of my bill, H.R. 884, that would prohibit individuals who are not citizens of the United States from voting in elections in the District of Columbia. This is a common sense bill. I'm going to start with the question that's posed. Why, for what reasons, why would my colleagues on the other side of the aisle want foreigners to vote in local elections in Washington, D.C.? What's the purpose? So let's just pose that question of why, and I ask the American public to ask your representative where they stand on this issue, because it's a bipartisan issue with over two-thirds of this body having voted for it last year. Free and fair elections are a prerequisite for the healthy republic that our founding fathers envisioned in the District of Columbia as the epicenter, and they entrusted its care to Congress in Article 1, Section 8, Clause 17 of the U.S. Constitution. On November 21st, 2022, the D.C. City Council made a radical decision to allow non-citizens, including illegal aliens and those who are aligned with embassies of foreign countries, to vote in local D.C. elections. After the non-citizen voting law went into effect, the district actively encouraged non-citizens to vote for mayor, attorney general, members of the State Board of Education, and more. And some may wrongly dismiss these as merely local elections. However, the reality is that local elections are a vital part to our democratic process and have a significant impact on communities. Local elections determine critical matters such as taxation, the criminal code, and the election of city council members who create essential ordinances, including those that dictate voting rights. It's also important to acknowledge that many local elections are decided by razor-thin margins, underscoring their significance and the importance of active participation. And I find it unimaginable that the district, along with many across the country, would intentionally weaken the power of their constituents, citizens, many of whom come from underserved communities, in favor of non-citizens who in some cases have broken our laws to enter this country or could potentially be employed by a foreign adversary. As the capital of our democracy, Washington, D.C. should be at the forefront of ensuring safe and secure elections, not encouraging illegal immigrants and others to vote for policies that we don't want. And I urge my colleagues on the other side of the aisle to look beyond Democrats' claim that this bill is discriminatory or misrepresents its intended purposes. No, it doesn't. It absolutely does not. This keeps the sanctity of being a citizen of this great country at the highest possible level. And let's restore that sanctity. And I go back to the question. This is common sense. But you have to ask yourself, why would you want a foreign agent? Why would you want an illegal immigrant? Why would you want somebody else that's not a citizen voting in local elections in D.C.? For what nefarious purpose are you pushing? As I mentioned, last Congress, the House passed this bill with bipartisan support. All Republicans and one-third of Democrats supported this common sense measure, and I'm asking everybody in the House of Representatives to stand up and do the right thing. Vote for this bill, and I yield back.